Hello folks, welcome to the canal Channel Jose. Today we're going to show you or give you an idea what components can affect the horn not to work correctly. So with that said, there's a two components that can cause that before you start replacing the actual horn, and we're going to show you where the horn is located on this car. And with that said, let's get started. So before you assume that the horn is not working because it's broken, there's two other components that can cause that problem, but we're going to show you where the horn is located on this car. So this is the grill, and there's 5 Phillips screws that go on the top. You take those off and then you pull up, and then the horn is right here. The ground is sent to the horn by the body being bolted to the frame of the car, and then the wire that goes on the bottom, that's the positive that comes from the steering wheel. So that will be the positive. With that said, we're going to show you a little close look of how this looks and how the other components can affect the horn not to work properly. So your horn is right here, and then the positive comes in through the bottom right here, and then that comes from the steering wheel. When you press the steering wheel, the middle, that sends a positive to this and then activates the horn. The ground is being grabbed by the bolt on to the frame of the body of the car and the body of the horn, so that's a negative. So before you assume that this guy is broken and you want to change it, you want to check 2 more components before you start getting into this. We're looking at the engine compartment, and right over here by the battery there's a fuse box. So we open it and we're gonna look at the fuse box, and there's a couple fuses and a few relays. So we're gonna look into our diagram and see which one is a horn. And as we can see, there's a 30 amp, another 30 amp, a 15 amp, and then another 15 amp, and that says hazardous and horn, so that feeds both of them. So if that fuse is burned out, the hazardous and the horn will not work. So we're gonna check if your hazardous work and your horn doesn't, then that gives you a news that the fuse can be good and the horn can be bad. But if hazardous and horn don't work, that means that the fuse is bad. So let's try the hazardous, because our horn probably don't work, but this is just for our educational purpose. So let's try the hazardous. We'll press the emergency lights button and see the lights come on. And as we can see, folks, both emergency lights are turning on. So that means that that fuse feeds the hazardous and the horn. So if at this moment I was to pull out that fuse, those emergency lights will turn off. See? So if I put it back in, they start working again. So let's see if the lights and the horn work at the same time with the fuse in. So it works. So if we pull out the fuse, the lights stop, and let's try the horn. And the lights and the horn don't work. So that feeds the hazardous and your horn. So we verified that the fuse for the hazardous light and the horn is good. So what can cause the horn not to work? Well, as we can see in the diagram, there's this box over here, this drawing that says horn, and that's this little box here. So we take that out. This could be the other problem if your horn doesn't work. And we're going to show you how it looks and how it works. So as you could see, folks, this is the original. It comes straight up. You just pull it straight up, and sometimes you gotta use pliers to pull them up because they get stuck in there for so long that they've been in there. So this is the original Toyota, and this is a 12-volt relay horn. That's the horn for this car. So if right now we go and press the horn, it won't work. Okay, folks, so now we're gonna turn on our emergency lights on to try if the fuse is good. If that's good, then that should be feeding the relay and to the horn. And then we're gonna turn on the emergency flashers. The flashers are working fine. So in the past we try pushing the middle of the steering wheel or the horn, and it actually worked. So now with the relay out, we got a relay right on our hand, so we're gonna push right where the horn is, and it doesn't come on. So now that tells us that if you would be pushing the horn and the lights, you would try your light, the horn should work, but might be because of bad relay. Okay folks, so this is the relay, and what I have done, I had to break off of one of the tabs to open it, and I'm gonna open it so I can show you how it works. So I lift this little tab, and there should be another tab on this side, but it's gone, so I open it, and this is how it looks from the inside. It's just copper and a little leg. As you can see, it moves. So every time you hit the horn, it touches, and then once you release the horn, it goes away, touches, it goes away, it touches, it goes away, it touches, it goes away. So that's how it works, as you can see. So we're gonna put it on the car, and we're gonna press it right here with our tools to show you that we don't need to push the horn inside. So if this would be good, it's gonna act right here. So we have put on our relay, and as you can see, I don't have the top cover for it. So what we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna press that little leg with our tool and see if it makes the horn to go off. So I'm not pressing the steering wheel, I'm pressing right here. As you can see, I am just pressing that relay with this tool, and I'm activating the relay manually from here without creating the magnetism from the steering wheel here. So that tells us that the relay is good. So it could be something else then. So as you saw, when I was pressing the steering wheel button for the horn, this leg moved. So I was able to make that little thing move so you could see how it worked. So that's how it worked. I'm gonna disconnect the horn so I can make it work without making the horn go off. Well folks, this was an idea of what to chase when your horn is not working. So the horn in this car for a Toyota Tercel is located right behind this grill, and it's on the driver's side. We show you where the fuse that can cause the horn not to work. But on this car, if you press the emergency flashers and they come on, that means that the fuse can still be feeding the horn. So because those two systems are fed by the 15 amp fuse. And if that's all good, so then the next thing will be the relay. You can actually take that relay and open it, take the top off, and you can actuate it manually and see if it works. So if the horn works, then you got a cable that is going to your steering wheel column and it's coming back, but it's not sending a signal to the relay, and the relay is not sending the signal to the horn. So that could be one problem. But if you want to really know that the horn, everything you checked is good, then what you can do is you can put a positive. If the housing or the horn is grabbing negative from the frame of the car, that means that the wire that is connected to the horn is the positive. So what you can do is disconnect it, get a piece of wire, connect it to that end, and then connect that end, the other end, to the positive of the battery, and see if the horn actually reacts to it, because you're sending now positive to it when it's receiving negative from the frame of the car. So then you should be able to get the horn to work. But if that doesn't do it, then the horn is bad then. So hopefully this was an idea why your horn is not working on your car. And if you like this video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here en el canal de Chano Jose.